We had Bluetooth.
I'll set it up via Bluetooth. Hi, I'm Marcus and I play the shakuhachi and I play taiko. So, in the last video we did the first two exercises from our standard practice routine. We did a warm-up and we did some technique exercises, and for this we used the metronome function and the so-called practice function on the TAIKO-1. In this video we're doing part 3 and 4, which is working on some skills, some listening skills and practicing on a piece. And finally, the most important bit, to have some fun. For working on the piece and working on the skills, there is a ji-uchi function on the TAIKO-1, which I found particularly useful for this step in the usual practice routine. And for having fun, I'll be using the audio streaming that you can do with this instrument and just play along to a track from my taiko group from Mugenkyo. If you like this kind of video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment what you would like to see in future videos. With that out of the way, please enjoy practice 3 and 4. Okay, so after the first two practices we warmed up a bit and we've done some technical exercises. And now for the third practice, let's play together with other rhythms. And for this, the TAIKO-1 has the ji-uchi options. So again, we have ji-uchi volume, then it plays a track. This one is shime 1. Then again, we can set tempo, velocity. Tempo obviously is just the same as with the metronome, so these are the beats per minute. There are a few different tracks, each one playing one ji-uchi. So shime 1 plays this one. The next setting is Mitsuuchi. Setting 3 is Shichi-san, the swinging rhythm. This is also a swinging rhythm. This setting is only available for shime. And then finally we have gobu gobu. So those are the basic ji-uchis that basically every taiko group uses. And there are more tracks here. So Nagado 1. The next one again is Mitsuuchi. The next one Shichi-san, just like with the shime. And then the next one here, gobu gobu. So the same ji-uchis that we already saw for the shime, except the variation of the swinging rhythm is only available for the shime. The next one is side, so this is played on the rim. And again, same rhythms that we had before. Mitsuuchi, then the next one, gobu gobu, played on the side. Okay, next setting is played everything but on the okedo. Okay, and then on the odaiko. I found this can be really useful practicing along with the odaiko because this is very low and we're not used to hearing the ji-uchi on the odaiko. We're used to hearing it on a high drum, but not on the low drum. So train your ear to play along with the low drum is actually a really good exercise as well. Then the last one is ensemble. Again, the don doko don rhythm, and that's the last one. Okay, so for the ensemble, the other ones we don't have. So there are of course an infinite number of practices you can do playing along to a ji-uchi. But what I wanted to show you here is again one of the very useful exercises, which is playing one ji-uchi over another ji-uchi. So let's start with playing the Mitsuuchi and just playing gobu gobu alongside with it. Having this extra beat in there of the Mitsuuchi, which the drum is playing but which I'm not playing, can be quite distracting. So in this exercise, take care to play on time with the main beats of the Mitsuuchi, but not the third beat. Then we can invert this exercise. So we let the TAIKO-1 play the gobu gobu and we play the Mitsuuchi. So here we have to play the extra beat and there is no support coming from the TAIKO-1, so we have to take care that the extra beat that we're playing falls on the correct time. Now for a little challenge, let's take the don doko don rhythm, the first one here on the TAIKO-1, and try to play the inverse to that. So instead of don doko don, for example, doko don don or don don doko. Okay, let's see how this goes. And so on. I think I would benefit from practicing that. It was not really very precise. But you get the general idea. So take all of the ji-uchis and just mix it up. Either the TAIKO-1 or get a recording of one ji-uchi and play another ji-uchi alongside with it. And try to align the beats. This is really a good exercise for listening and for syncing up with what you're hearing. But now for a bit more fun. So in the section 3 of your typical practice, you would work on a piece as well. You can use the ji-uchi functionality of the TAIKO-1 for that very well as well, of course. Let's say I take the Shichi-san rhythm, which is this one here. But I need this a bit faster. Let's play this at 150, and then I'm going to play along a piece, a Mugenkyo piece called Shichi-san Stomp. Just a few bars, just to give you an idea of how this works. Right, okay, so for me this is actually really good practice. I'm not used to playing this piece on the katsugi. As I've mentioned before as well, I'm not an expert in playing katsugi in the first place. So playing this piece, which is very familiar to me, on this instrument, which is not very familiar to me, is a very good exercise. And also, just as an aside, what I just hear is playing a combination of the ji-uchi and the actual melody line. So if you want to integrate that into your playing, then that's also a very good idea. So this is part number 3 of your typical practice session, where you work on some technical improvements. So listening skills is what I picked out here, and then work on a piece a bit, challenge yourself, pick out a part of a piece that you don't know, use a drum that you're not used to playing to play a part that you usually play on another drum, for example. Alright, so now for the 4th part of the practice, having some fun. The TAIKO-1 is well suited for that as well, because you can play along to tracks that you play on the taiko. And there are 2 ways in which you can get audio into the TAIKO-1. One is via a cable, the mix input, and the other one is via Bluetooth. So I'll set it up via Bluetooth.
Men love Bluetooth.
This is pretty straightforward. So here we are in the main menu of the TAIKO-1. We go to Bluetooth, select setup, Bluetooth is on, and then we click pairing. And then you take your Bluetooth device from which you want to stream the audio, and here you can already see that it says TAIKO-1. Now it's connected, and the TAIKO-1 also says connected. So this means I can now take this device here and start playing audio from it. So what you're now hearing is the audio from this device going onto the TAIKO-1, going into my computer, out the speakers and into the microphone. This is what you're hearing at the moment, okay? Since I was just playing Shichi-san Stomp, this is a recording of a live version, which is much faster than what I just played, but this is a really fun piece, so I want to give this a try. I'll start the recording and then I'll play along to it. Let's see how rusty I am after 1 year of not being on tour. Okay, so that was fun. Was definitely not my best performance. But as we're at the fun part now, I thought it might be nice to try something else. with the TAIKO-1, which is to play a very rough sketch-up version of Yatai Bayashi. I connected a foot switch to the drum as well, so that I can start the ji-uchi after the introduction that I'm going to play, and then I'll play a bit of the nagado part, the first beats of the nagado part, then I'll switch my drum and I'll play the start of the shimmer bit in between. Yeah, this is just to give you an idea that you can make up your own little performances with this. This is definitely not meant as a polished performance. And so on and so on. So now I'm going to switch to the shimmy. And so on. Okay, so again, definitely not my best performance. I was rushing quite badly. But again, just to give you an idea. So I hope you enjoyed these two videos on a standard practice with the 4 standard elements of a warm-up, some technique, some skill, piece exercises, and then finally having some fun. As you saw, the TAIKO-1 is actually quite a useful tool for doing these practices, in particular in the times when you don't have a group to practice with. But I really want to point out again that you don't really need this, so you can do all these things as well with just your mobile phone. Just record some ji-uchis, play along to tracks. For the last bit I used the foot switch, which I just snuck in there. This is one more feature of the TAIKO-1 that can be quite useful, I think, in particular in a performance context, because it allows you to change some settings on the instrument while you're playing and you're busy with your bachi. So that, I'm sure, will be the topic of a future video. If you're interested in that, please leave me a comment. Also, as always, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you found these videos useful, and I see you in my next video. Bye. Which I'm not playing, but with which the ji-uchi of the drums to
Penny, everything is better with Bluetooth.
So I hope you enjoyed these